Hello and welcome to this demo on using the Call Stack panel in UiPath Studio. In this video, we'll learn how we can use the Call Stack panel to identify the next activity to be executed and its parent containers. For this demo, we're using the same project that reads employee data from an Excel file and enters it into the web form. Just like the Watch and Immediate panels, to see the Call Stack panel, we need to run the workflow in debug mode. But first, let's toggle a breakpoint on the Enter Email sequence. Done. Let's start debugging. We'll let the robot run until it reaches the breakpoint. Okay, the workflow is in a paused state. We can see the Call Stack panel on the right-hand side. While the execution is paused in debug mode, it shows the next activity that it'll execute as well as its parent containers. It gets filled in after using step into, break, slow step, or after the execution was paused because an error or a breakpoint was encountered. Double-clicking a container in the Call Stack panel will focus on it. Let's double-click Sequence for debugging. Note that it focuses on the container. The same with Use Browser, for each row, Body, and finally the sequence holding the breakpoint. Enter email address. Let's expand the Enter email address sequence. We have two activities here. Let's click Step Into and jump to the Assign activity. We can see that the Assign activity has been added to the Call Stack panel. Let's click Step Into again. The first activity has changed from Assign to Type Into email address. Let's click Step Into once more. Now we're back on the Enter email address sequence. This is reflected in the Call Stack. Next, let's see what an exception looks like in the panel. We'll click Continue. And we've reached a point where an exception has been thrown. As mentioned in a previous video, we can see the exception message in the Locals and Output panels. We can also see it in the Call Stack panel. It informs us that the exception was thrown by an Assign activity. And this concludes our demo on using the Call Stack panel. Take some time to experiment with the Call Stack panel and explore its capabilities. Try stepping through one of your workflows and examine the Call Stack at each step. By gaining a better understanding of the flow of execution in your workflow, you can make it more efficient and reliable. Have a great debugging experience, and until next time, happy automation!